one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. Yeah, welcome.
Good morning. Mic's not on.
Tap it. On button. That's fine. You can hear me. That's fine. Yeah. Welcome. It's Practitioner Sunday. This is our Sunday. Karyl and a number of our members are at Asilomar, the camp out. So it's my pleasure to welcome you. I want to ask you please to turn off your cell phones. And thank you for coming to church on time. Should be good for your mental health. And it says right here, listen to Bob Marley. Reading for this morning is from Holmes. Prayer is a movement through our consciousness upon the universe itself. Whenever our acceptance makes it possible, there is an answer to our prayer. Can I hear it again? Since you asked. Prayer is a movement through our consciousness upon the universe itself. Whenever our acceptance makes it possible, there will be an answer to our prayer. Take a few moments and greet each other, and then we will sing.
Frank, we need to get the words up.
Do I do that?
I think Janice supposed to do that. Let Janet do it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Janet.
You know your way around this? Yeah, no. The words to the morning chant will appear magically on the wall. We'll sing them, and then there will be a morning opening.
They're very easy.
A morning opening prayer
We're
from
ahead of
Lisa
ourselves.
Barnes.
Better leave it alone. Okay. Peace, peace, peace is now. Can you guys say that with me? Peace, peace, peace is now. Ooh, very good. peace, oh peace, sweet peace is now, sweet peace is now.
Good morning. My name is Lisa Barnes, and I am a licensed practitioner in this beloved community. Please join me now in spiritual mind treatment. So riding that wave of peace, so beautifully set by our musicians today. I connect with my center of peace inside of me and know that there is only one power, one peace, one creative expression, one divine spark that is in all, through all, and as all. This one, this creative urge, this divine love is present everywhere in its entirety in all of creation. And so that means for me that there is no absence of this divinity anywhere in my body. There is no absence of this creative spark anywhere in the universe. There is no absence of the unconditional love of spirit anywhere. It is in its entirety present everywhere all the time. I love this truth. And I know that for me, that if there is anything in my body, if there is anything in my consciousness, if there is anything in my observation that seems contrary to this truth, I know that I drop that knowing now, that I ignite the creative spark within me that remembers that God is always present. God is here in this service today. And I speak my word for everyone here, knowing this truth for everyone, knowing this truth for our country, knowing this truth for our congregation, our movement, knowing this for everyone at Asilomar today, knowing this for everyone watching this on the internet, that God is present. And the next step in that sequential unfoldment that allows everyone, me, everyone, everywhere, a new experience of a deepening of this truth, that the creative spark is in everything, everywhere, that divine love enfolds us in its beloved arms all the time. I'm so grateful for this truth. I'm so grateful for this peace, this calm knowing. And so I am grateful for this, and so I release it, knowing that it is true and that it is done. And so it is. Amen.
Hey, what do you say? Good morning. Isn't it great to be here? Yeah. Earth is my chapel. Breath is my prayer. Ooh. Don't you just love this guy? na, hey na na, hey na 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 na, hey na na, hey na na, hey na na, hey na 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 na, hey na na. Earth is my chapel, breath is my prayer, and I can sing a sermon to anyone, anywhere, from the rivers to the mountains, down to the shining sea. Take a drink from this fountain, you too can be free. Oh, won't you come there, I want you to be aware. Earth is my chapel, breath is my prayer. Earth is my chapel, breath is my prayer. Hey na na, hey na na, hey na 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 na, hey na na. Think you can sing that? Hey na na, hey na na, hey na 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 na, hey na na. Oh yeah, you're good. You can live in the country, you can live in town. Wear what you want to, wear a smile or a frown. You can do what you want, just don't be mean. Everybody got to have their own little scene. I want you to know, I want you to grow to the rhythm of the music deep inside your soul. The rhythm of the music deep inside your soul. Hey na na, hey na na, hey na 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 na, hey na na, hey na na, hey na na, hey na 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 na, hey na na. Well, a song is a symbol of the things that we love. We're singing for the people and the one up above. You can clap with your hands and dance with your feet every time you get moving to the natural beat. Oh, won't you come along, help me sing my song. When you get into the groove, you know you can't go wrong. You get into the groove, you know you can't go wrong. Hey, na, na. Hey, na, na, no. See, we don't even have to sing anymore. Hey, na, 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 na. Hey, na, na. My chapel, breath is my prayer, and I can sing a sermon to anyone, anywhere, from the rivers to the mountains, down to the shining sea. Take a drink from that fountain, you too can be free. Oh, won't you come there, I want you to be aware. Earth is my chapel, and breath is my prayer. Earth is my chapel, and breath is my prayer. Earth is my chapel, and breath is my prayer. Earth is my chapel, and breath is my prayer. Earth is my chapel, and breath is my prayer. Earth is my chapel, and breath is my prayer. Earth is my chapel, and breath is my prayer. Earth is my chapel, and breath is my prayer.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Bodhi. Thank you, Stephen. And welcome, everyone. You've been warmly welcomed. And I trust that you feel right at home, in the right moment, in the right place, the perfect choice, this moment, this day. Normally, this is the place in the service where we would do announcements. And we're going to work a little bit off the grid today because we're doing a special service. However, there are a couple things that are occurring in a timely way that I absolutely want you to know about. So beyond this, please look at your bulletin, the blue bulletin, with all of the information on classes and things that are going on in the community that I won't mention now, but I am going to mention that the annual Forgiveness Day is coming up soon. And this is the time where heroes of forgiveness are honored, and people who have done the extraordinary in challenging circumstances have risen above to find a way to forgive and to release. And this year, our beloved Bob Plath, the visionary and the originator of Forgiveness Day, will be honored, as will Jane Jennings, one of our practitioners. So we are especially thrilled. And please refer to your postcard for all of the details on that. And our very own musicians, Bodhi Sechko and Kevin Meese. No, Stephen Meese. Kevin, that's harks back from the past, doesn't it? Stephen Meese, are performing this afternoon at the Town Center in Corte Madera at 2 o'clock. So if you've just heard your first taste of them and you want more, or if you just can never ever get enough of Bodhi and Stephen, which is who I am, go to Town Center this afternoon. And so I mentioned that we have a special service for you today. And this began in our spiritual practice of visioning. When Reverend Karyl said to the practitioner body, July 28th is Practitioner Sunday. You have the opportunity to do the service. We could have gone to our mental processing and gone, well, now what should we do? Let's get a planning committee together. We did plan, but before we did our planning, we did our spiritual practice. And we tapped into the infinite possibility of the divine and asked, what does it look like? How does it feel? And what we saw and what we felt was warmth and welcome and beauty and inspiration and upliftment. And so I trust that you may be feeling those qualities already. And I trust that what we are sharing with you today on our topic of creativity in this month of increase will support whatever your right next step is on your spiritual path. And so in some ways, service will look much the same, and in others, it's a bit different. So we invite you to journey with us into this new field. One of the aspects of the newness is that you have a special bulletin, a special program. And this was prepared by our team, led by Lori Greer, who created this beautiful presentation. And how perfect it is that PowerPoint, I couldn't get it to work. Don't need PowerPoint, because we've got this. And we wanted you to have something to take away from today as a memento and also as a spiritual tool. So as we go through service today, I think you'll see the application of it. And while I am here in front of you, where the speaker normally would be, I am speaking, yes. And I also see myself as the lead goose in flying in formation, because throughout this room, you'll see people with these on. Now, if you're new to our community, you may wonder, well, who are those people that are wearing these vestments, as we used to call it in my church of origin? We are the licensed practitioners of the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living. And as such, I remember when I got my license, I said, I have a license to pray and I know how to use it. We have a license to pray, and we've been trained in the art and practice of spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer, and we re-license every 2 years. It's a life path, it's a commitment. And your practitioners have also participated in other aspects of the program today, including our beautiful altar. Now, this altar was done by Paula Yu, one of our... Are you emeritus? Have you been 20 years practitioner? And her theme, our theme today, is creativity and increase. And this is the very first altar she's ever done for Golden Gate. Is that a beautiful... And the central images that she has selected are Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. Kuan Yin traditionally is known as the one who answers prayer. And you'll see the theme of prayer woven in today. So she is standing in that place of being the one. And as well, we have on the altar the Science of Mind textbook on which this philosophy is based, the work of Ernest Holmes. And over in the corner is an archetype of the feminine holding the light in her belly, and that's the fire in the belly for creativity. And I remember that Ernest Holmes said that prayer is a work of thought, but it's also feeling. So prayer without feeling is just kind of a flat line. And creativity is that fire in the belly that calls us to do more, to be more, to expand and increase. So here we come into our theme of increase. The Celtic calendar there is the representation of our movement through the seasons. And each day, each week, each season, we are contemplating a different quality, a different aspect of the divine. So, with that in mind, our theme for today, creativity. This was the fourth on a list of things that our community members, you, said you'd like more of in your life. Put on my specs. The full list is joy, love, abundance, and creativity. So the topic that your practitioners have selected for today is co-creating with the divine through the power of prayer. Creativity is that spark of the divine that calls us into greater expression. And through the mode of prayer that we use, that we teach, that we share, that we practice in Science of Mind, we're tapped into the creative agency of the universe, the creative source of all. And so whatever our specific mode of creativity may be, we use the same heart, mind, spirit to bring it forth. We see this as a natural progression because it's through the power of prayer that we can increase all manner of good in our lives. God, the all-good, doesn't withhold anything from us. The universe is lavish, unfailing abundance, as John Randall Price says. Emma Curtis Hopkins, one of the originators of this philosophy that handed down through the lineage to Ernest Holmes, said, "There is good that you ought to have." She'd stamp her little feet. I imagine she was a tiny little person a woman teaching metaphysics in the 1800s. There's good that you ought to have, and the only thing that keeps that good from you is your belief in the lack of it. So with the 5 steps of affirmative prayer, the mode of healing and shifting consciousness that's taught in the Science of Mind, we actively, consciously co-create with the divine. Each step in prayer activates a deep level of our relationship with the divine within and in all. Each step softens the barriers that we may have unconsciously built up against our good. That good that we ought to have, we may have been keeping it away with some habitual thoughts or conditioning. So each step softens the barriers. Each step is a portal, a pathway into being and becoming more of who we truly are. We unify with the infinite and become its avenue for greater expression. We teach prayer does nothing to God. In fact, Karyl said this in her talk last week. Prayer doesn't do anything to God because God already is the infinite, absolute, all-present, all-pervading love and creativity. Just look out on nature. It's packed with possibility and fertile increase. So prayer does nothing to God, but prayer changes us to become more receptive to our good, to be that fluid avenue of possibility, and to expand and increase ever and ever and ever. And how wonderful that we live in a time where this is being shown and proven in quantum physics as well as metaphysics. So the work of prayer is to align with the principle of the absolute truth of who we are for a shifting consciousness that brings about a new state of being. And from this state of awareness, new conditions and experiences are a natural outcome. This is applicable in any aspect of life. So really, Holmes said, any one of us who practices this method of prayer is a practitioner. So you're all practitioners. By right of consciousness, you're here in this community, whether you're new, whether you're here for the first time, or long-time member. We are all practitioners. And yet, when a licensed practitioner is called upon to pray for another, the very first thing we do is to become clear in our own consciousness about the issue at hand. It may be a health concern, a financial constraint, a family conflict, or the desire for more love, more creativity. The process is the same. We align through thought with the principle and connect through feeling with the highest truth as the nature of the divine within us. And you know, the truth is always something greater, because it is a quality of the absolute that we can experience and express in the human realm, and yet it's greater, so there's always the possibility of expanding and increasing. The truth is always a version of love, joy, peace, creative expression, health, abundance. We practitioners work within our own mind, unified with the absolute, until there's a kind of a click. Practitioners, raise your hands. Does this happen? There's kind of a click of knowingness, of feeling of, it's done. This thing that I am knowing in my mind for this person, it's already done. And when we feel that click of knowingness that the good that our client desires is already here, what is known in one place in mind is available everywhere. So we practitioners, a group of us that are part of this service today, are offering voices in prayer. We're going to share this process of affirmative prayer and how we practice these steps as 5 voices in prayer. I'll be joined by Posey Lyon, Lori Greer, Rick Walt, and Barbara Cox. And so now, I just invite you all to take a nice deep breath of presence, feeling that enriching breath, contemplating this word, creativity, and the law of increase. And knowing that everything that we mentioned today is available to you. It's in your special programs. So even though I'm not progressing PowerPoint right now, we're moving through step by step. The step that activates a relationship with the divine, softens the barriers, and opens a pathway. Step 1. In recognition. In step 1, we open our mind and heart to the nature of God as the infinite presence.
When I recognize, it's stepping into that re-knowing, reaffirming that God is truly all there is. There's one power, one presence, one life, one mind, one. And God is all of those qualities that we've been talking about every week. And today, in particular, creativity. So God is constantly creating more of itself to experience and express. It is like a warehouse of infinite ideas, potentiality, ideas. It is source, substance, and supply, by whatever name you call it. Some may call God Allah, Great Spirit, infinite intelligence. It is infinite, absolute. It is everywhere present, everywhere in its entirety. That means it's here, 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 all of it. And we can call upon it. It is like calling out to be molded and formed into some new shape so it gets to experience more of itself. And it is, as unconditional love, it pours itself out, saying, use me, mold me, partake of me, all of it. All of it is always available. One, infinite, allness, isness, nowness, presence. And if we really get that in step 1, if we own it, if we live it, if we breathe it, if we feel it, that God is all and all of it is available, the rest of the prayer is basically done. And we can move into step 2.
Step 2, unification. In this step, we declare our oneness with the divine in all.
Well, when you're following Posey, it's pretty hard not to recognize the power of what God is. And so as I move into step 2, I remember all of those qualities. I remember the power and the presence, the omnipresence, and how available so much is, the endless givingness of God. And so I allow myself to anchor. I do anchor. I anchor my thoughts. I anchor my feeling into that place of knowing how expansive and infinite and how forever and ever and ever, everywhere, this givingness is happening. There is no spot where God is not. And so I align myself with that. I anchor into the fullness of it, just like a tree, and how the roots of the tree continue to reach down deep into the earth. I anchor into the knowing of God, the allness of God, and how it continues to just give itself forth, give forth more and more and more I look up at the trees, I look up the leaves. It's infinite. They continue to burst forth throughout the seasons, throughout the centuries. More and more God. It continues to give and give. And so I anchor into that. I anchor into the fullness of it. I anchor into the power, the prosperity, the abundance, the joy, the love, the creativity. Whatever it is that I want in my life, I go back to remembering that that's what God is. It is all that God is, and it is what I am.
Step 3, realization. Being one with the divine, all that I desire is already available to me.
And from that place of unification with Spirit, I feel an opening in my heart, knowing indeed that there is an absolute, clear channel to the law of mind. I declare a new awareness, a shift in consciousness, a new thought, imbibed with the qualities of God that brings me all that I desire in my human condition. Should any doubts arise, I declare that they go to the nothingness from which they came, because I am shining the light of consciousness upon them. I know without a doubt that all that I declare to be true is for my highest good and for the harm of none.
Step 4, Thanksgiving. And so, having established the unity and the oneness and the availability of all good, I arrive at a place of such gratitude. That feeling sense that I spoke of earlier, that click of knowingness, that I may not yet see evidence of it in the external, but I feel it in my heart. This is mine. God's got my back. This is done. And I awaken within myself that feeling of gratitude for the thing that I'm treating for. If it's health, radiant health, oh, how fabulous it is to be in this healthy body. If it's supply, how magnificent to be fully at choice to create the life that I desire because I'm completely supplied by God. How can I be anything other than grateful? And it is that gratitude that literally speeds the demonstration, because the law doesn't have any choice in the matter. It simply says yes to what I'm in agreement with, what I'm in alignment with. Gratitude, thanksgiving, the prayer answered before we see evidence of it. And now, step 5, release. I let it go.
And so while I am in this prayer, I check that I am truly on board with all the other steps, that I am in full alignment with everything that I seek. And so I say, I release my word, and my word does not return to me void. It returns in the fullness of time for all the good that I am aligned with. I stand in full faith, knowing that is already done at the level of manifestation. the universe always says yes. And so I let go of any sense that I have to make it happen. And I surrender to the way that it unfolds, that is always more amazing than I could even imagine. And so I let it be, and so it is. Amen. And after I have treated, I feel that deep sense of alignment of everything being on course and good. And because manifestation can take time, I am mindful of that time in between. And if doubt should come up, I bring, and as soon as I catch it, I bring myself back to the treatment. I bring myself back to the awareness in treatment where I was in full alignment. And that is where I live from. And so I am in gratitude of this incredible tool we all have called spiritual mind treatment.
This way of praying, the 5 steps of affirmative prayer, is one of the most brilliant contributions that Ernest Holmes has given to the planet. And I personally am grateful to him as my teacher. Never met him in person. And the lineage of teachers. And yet, as I mentioned earlier, we are all practitioners. When we bring our thought, any habit of thinking that may lead to conditions that are less than we desire, when we bring our thought up to that higher truth of who we are as God, as an avenue of the divine expression, it becomes available to us in a greater degree than before. This way of praying is the same that we practitioners do for ourselves, for our community, our clients, our world, and anyone who comes to the prayer table after service. How many of you have had a prayer from a practitioner? Most of you, but not all. And so I'm going to encourage you to step into something new, that creative potential, that creative possibility. And remember that every single Sunday, our core of practitioners serves in this way. And so you have an availability at any time. And this is our gift of service. It is a freely given offering, and it is our love. Many of us serve in other ways in this community and in the world. We are chaplains, we are writers, we are teachers, we are artists, we are dog walkers, we are executive secretaries perhaps. We have many roles in the community, but I believe once a practitioner, we never lose our identity as a practitioner. And I know for myself, when a client comes to me with an issue that might be one of my life issues, I get a great feeling of joy and delight, because that means I am looking at the divine as a mirror of me, and I have an opportunity to shift whatever it is in me that has been showing up as that life concern. And truly, it's the divine I am presence within me that does the work. So I have the opportunity anytime I pray, and any one of us, I believe, would affirm this, to serve. And the serving goes both ways. So I hope that you don't ever feel that you're imposing on a practitioner. So just entertain the thought And it doesn't have to be a big life issue. It can be something you want, more creativity, more love, more joy. Or maybe that is a big life issue for you. It doesn't matter, big or small. This method is also taught in all of our classes. And you may be aware that we have many, many classes. Some for folks who might be considering being on the practitioner's path of training, and others for a whole variety of living life more fully, more engaged, more delightfully, more joyfully. So please know that wherever you may put your toe into this water, you are warmly welcomed, you are included, and you are loved. It is our passion, it is our path, it is our joy to serve in this way. And I want to close with something from Ernest Holmes, a little book called Effective Prayer. And for you to know that the bulletin we've provided for you gives both some of the principles that we work with and also the method of prayer. So we invite you to try it on your own as well and go forth as the practitioner that you are and hear from Ernest. You should forever increase this receptivity. Continuously extend and expand your comprehension. You should, and I'll say could, because I like could better, you could declare 100 times a day, good and more good is mine. And ever increasing good is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it. I experience it. It presses itself against me, flows through me, expresses itself in me, and multiplies itself around me. That is the law of increase, and that is the creative power that we are given. Namaste.
Thank you, Janet. How about a round of applause for the practitioners? It's amazing how much work goes into a simple presentation that's so elegant. Thank you very much. Let's all take a big breath. Breath of God is breathing through me. I feel it breathing through my whole being. The breath of God is breathing through me, and I feel it purify my soul. And I feel it purify my soul. The voice of God is singing through me. I feel it singing through my whole being. The voice of God singing through me, and I feel soul, and I feel purify my soul. The Word of God is praying through me. I feel it praying through my whole being. The Word of God is praying through me, and I feel it purify my soul. And I feel it purify my soul. Love of God is flowing through me. I feel it flowing through my whole being. The love of God is flowing through me, and I feel it purify my soul. I feel it purify my soul. The light of God is shining. Ready for that? The light of God is shining through me. I feel it shining through my whole being. The light of God is shining through me, and I feel it purify my soul, and I feel it purify my soul. The breath of God is breathing through me. I feel it breathing through my whole being. The breath of God is breathing through me, and I feel it purify my soul, and I feel it purify my soul. Purify my soul, purify my soul, purify my soul, purify my soul, purify my soul.
Awesome, Bodhi. It's Stephen, thank you so much. And I also want to acknowledge Posey Lyon, who sang in our opening chant. Music is such a profound expression of creativity and God's light and love. And Bodhi, we are so grateful for all of the ways that the music goes with you, as you, through you. So now is the time in our service where we have the opportunity to replicate the nature of the divine in our givingness. And so I invite the ushers to come into the formation of receiving the gifts. And in a moment I will call, actually, Gail Durkin, why don't you come on up now? So as we contemplate creativity and increase, it may feel contrary that, I'm giving something, and so I'm depleting my substance, and that is not the truth. The spiritual principle is, as we give, so shall we receive. So whatever your contribution is today, bless it. Bless it with your love. Bless it with your heart. Infuse it with a quality that you desire to see increasing in your life, and know that it goes forth to heal, bless, prosper, and return to you. And so now will the ushers receive the gifts.
May we learn to live in love. May we learn to forgive every day. May we come from the place where there's no need to blame. May we recognize that deep inside we're all the same. May we learn to live in love. May we learn to live in love. May we learn to forgive every day. May we learn to forgive every day. May we come from the place. May we come from the place where there's no need to blame. May we recognize that deep inside we're all the same. May we learn to live in love. May we learn to forgive every day. May we come from the place where there's no need to blame. May we recognize that deep inside we're all the same. We're all the same. We're all the same. We're all the same.
I bless all these gifts that each one of you has so generously given to support our Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, which goals are to expand and thrive our community. So blessed be.
Thank you, Gail, who serves as our core council leader, co-leader with team. So, you have in your bulletin an affirmation, I believe. Is that right? Oh, let's see. No, closing prayer. Sorry. Whoop, order of service. I invite Michael Hart up to pray. And you notice that we have many voices in prayer today, and that each practitioner brings a uniqueness of her voice to this practice. So, Michael.
And I invite the practitioners on the table to come forward. These practitioners are people who, as Janet mentioned, normally would charge for their time and expertise, but today they give freely, as will some of the rest of us at the prac table in the back. So if there's anything that you wish to celebrate more, or anything left unresolved in you, please see one of them at the back, especially if you never have before. And the rest of the practitioners are surrounding us, holding that high consciousness of the knowing of truth. And so I invite you to join me in spiritual mind treatment. One life lives itself, infinitely powerful, infinitely knowing, the source of all inspiration, the source of all creativity, the one true creator, the one power, the one inspiration reflecting upon itself in ever new ways, and each new reflection is a becoming, so that all that there is its creation, all that exists anywhere and everywhere is life itself expressing. And I stand at the center of this wherever I am, knowing that the air around me is life, that the ground that sustains me is life, that the ideas that come into my mind are life, that the love that flows out from me is life, that all the creativity I will ever know is life expressing itself through me. For there is nowhere to be but within life. There is no way to be but expressing life. There is no power to create but the power of life through me. There is no place to hide from it or to be outside of it. There is simply living life, allowing it to live me. And as I know this for myself, so I know it for each and every one within the sound of my voice, each one a new inspiration of the divine knowing itself, of the life, of the endless power, of the endless givingness, of the love, of the peace, of the harmony, of that one life, knowing itself in a new and unique way, now, and now again, and now again. And so I speak my word for the knowing of this. I call forth and claim and embrace and welcome and declare an opening in consciousness that releases any idea of separation or smallness or unworthiness, of aloneness or anything that limits or in any way speaks to any obstacle, to that free-flowing life whose sole urge is to express through all of its creation here and now. So that if I anticipate disappointment or righteousness, I can simply know that I am that place. For the divine to step in a new creative way, I am that vehicle to turn an interaction to gold. I am that vehicle to allow abundance to thrive. I am that vehicle to enable the power of peace. Each one, a place of life expressing itself. And so again, I give great thanks for that new opening, that new way of knowing, that more profound alignment with the Great One that is always more and more. And as I release my word to its law, to that law of creation that takes my knowing of good and becomes whatever is needed to allow greater good to express through me, I simply let it be, let it do its work, and so it does now, and so it is. Amen.
And so as we stand for the affirmation, I will speak a phrase and have you repeat it. It is in your special program, if you want to refer to it. And I also wish to acknowledge all of the practitioners who have participated in this service today, including bringing special food and the welcoming team, flowers. It's been our joy to bring this service to you. And so the affirmation: I co-create with the infinite giver of all good. I co-create with the infinite giver of all good. As I speak my word in prayer, I am guided into perfect alignment with the truth of myself as one with Spirit. My spoken word creates a shift in consciousness and demonstrates as bountiful blessings in my life. And demonstrates in bountiful blessings in my life.